My name is Ken Oguss. I'm a storyteller from Indianapolis. Nice to be down south where it's warmer. Way up north, a long time ago, the old ones say, by the sparkling lakes, there was a village of people who were very happy living there. They had been there for generations. The fishing was good, the hunting was good, the land bore them much food and comfort. But one day, one of the young men went out into the woods and never came back. The day after that, a young maiden went out too, and she disappeared. Now, the people got together and discussed this. They thought, well, the brave had asked for the maiden's hand in marriage, but her father had not smiled on him. They figured they had run off together. It happens. But children began to disappear. A little boy first, a little girl the next day. They found remains in the woods, and then they knew they had a Windego living in their forest. The Windego are a race of beings that can change their shape and size, and they are very dangerous. They are cannibals. And so, you might be walking through the forest, see an old man sitting by a small fire with a blanket over his shoulders, and you would stop because you've been raised to respect your elders, and you'd ask him if there's anything you could do for him. And he would turn his head and look up at you using those deep, dark eyes. And then you are under the power of the Windego, unable to run, unable to cry out. You are his slave, and he will send you out into the woods to gather firewood. And you will bring it and make a big fire. He will send you back out for a long stick and sharpen the end of that stick. And when you bring it back, he will lift you up and skewer you with that stick and roast you over the fire, for they are very fond of roasted human flesh. Well, you can imagine that most members of the tribe thought this was time enough to move, to get away from the Windego. But the younger members said, no, we want to fight this. And they asked the elders, is there no way to kill a Windego? Well, they're very difficult to wound, but you can destroy a Windego by destroying its heart. So they came up with a plan. There was a big clearing in a meadow. They dug a tremendous pit. And then they covered it over with thin branches, and then thicker ones, and then leaves, sand, a little bit of soil, moss. And then they used themselves as bait. They hid in the trees and bushes, and they waited. And the Windego came. The earth shook with each step. The air grew cold suddenly. And then the Windego stepped right out in front of that trap, right through it, and hit the bottom. And he roared in anger, but the people came forward with dry firewood, threw that down on top of him. An elder brought out a hot coal from the campfire, and they set that wood on fire, and they added more wood until it rose in temperature. It was like a furnace. And just before the Windego was destroyed, his heart, his black heart, changed from black to red to orange to yellow to white. And just before he destroyed himself, he called out, "O people of the world, you may destroy my body, but I shall come back and eat you for all time." And there was a loud explosion. His heart burst, and thousands upon thousands of tiny ashes and embers went flying in all directions. And my friends, these became the world's first mosquitoes. And you see the Windego continue to eat us, but one little bite at a time. I want to thank Gayle Ross, a Cherokee storyteller from Texas, for passing that story on to my sister Fran, a storyteller in Oklahoma. And now I'm telling it to you, and you may pass it on. But remember where it came from.